Okay, guys, so this is another challenging star because this star basically makes us complete the first star from Melty Molten Galaxy, except we cannot take any damage. And even though this video is short, I cut out about 13 to 14 minutes worth of footage of failed attempts to prevent the video from being too boring. And I did include a few failed attempts just to prove that, well, it's okay to fail, because this is not an easy star. You know, this is a star that's going to take tons of practice. And this star took me about maybe 45 minutes to complete. I know I said I only cut out about 13 minutes worth of footage, but I didn't even mention the entire, 30-minute video I scrapped because it was just nothing but failed attempts. And I just needed to take a break because the star was... I just needed to take a break from the game. And I mean, even though people nitpick how the game tells you to take a break, every once in a while, it's probably not the worst idea in the world. But not watching out for what could possibly cause you to take damage, especially for a star that you cannot take damage, is not the best thing in the world. So again, be on the watch. Now, as you can see, my starbit count went up dramatically. I did not collect 700 something stars, or 719 stars in that previous attempt. And that's because, again, I cut out a lot of attempts. And that just goes to show you how many times I did this. Now, thankfully, this star has a ton of star bits, or tons of star bits, as I was gonna say. And since I am trying to get star bits for the Hungry Lumas, it definitely... I mean, it was... I guess that's really the upside to this level, is that it's good for, for grinding out star bits. But honestly, it's really the only upside, because again, this is quite a hard course in general, so not being able to take damage on arguably the hardest star in this course, at least for the 3 that you can do right away, that's definitely challenging. I mean, this one right here is the hardest star in the course, because you have to do the hardest of the 3 stars you can unlock right away, or the 3 stars you can complete right away, except without taking damage. So, especially in a level where there are tons of things that can cause you to take damage, it definitely really doesn't help that, you can't re-heal your health. It's just one of those things. Okay, so this section in particular was the one that was super hard for me to complete. I failed the most from what I can recall at this part because of those enemies. Sometimes Luigi just wouldn't do the spin jump right away. There were even times where I wasn't paying attention to where I was moving, and I accidentally went into a not safe zone. So I had to retry. There were other times where those spewer things were causing problems. Like this part right here was extremely scary because I needed Luigi to spin jump whenever I told him to, and thankfully this time he did. So I was able to get past it. And this is another difficult part because, right there, I almost failed because Luigi couldn't spin at the time. But I was being careful. Okay, no, right there was another part where I nearly failed. Alright, this part was also pretty scary because of those... It's basically just a wall of those spewer things. And that fire guy was trying to come over too. And I obviously didn't want that, so I had to be very careful. But now that I got the launch star, we're on the part where the lava rises again. And this time, if you watched the first star video for this galaxy, I was collecting as many of the star bits as I could, Now, I do not focus on that nearly as heavily because there was much more to look out for. I could not afford to take damage at all. You know, beforehand, if I got hit by something, it really wouldn't have been too big of a deal. But now, I was just trying to collect any stray star bits that were on the pathway. But I did not go for any of those star crystals, especially also since I had so many star bits just from grinding them out from all the attempts I've done at beating this part of the level. Or not this part of the level, but just beating this star in general. Again, this was... You really gotta pay attention when it comes to beating the star. I wouldn't go for that one-up because I just think it's a little too risky. Okay, no, that guy right there, I don't know how I didn't get hit, but I somehow didn't. And, I mean, I'm glad that I didn't because this was my run. I was about to do this. Right here, I was very, very anxious, but boom, I did it. And let me tell you, like this one, this star was one of those stars that, you know, now that I knew that I wouldn't have to do it again, definitely helped. Well, anyway, everyone, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I know for some reason it didn't capture this last part, but I don't know. It just shows the counters and stuff like that anyway. But again, I hope you found this helpful, and thank you for watching.